Hi, my name is Genzer. This is my assistant, Tristan. Today we'll be talking about breathing for singing. Now, Tristan is a beginner singer, and he knows a little bit about breathing for singing, but we're going to demonstrate a few techniques. So, in general, breathing is pretty easy. We learn how to do it from birth. Pretty sure, Tristan, you know how to breathe, right?
Yes?
Okay.
Yeah.
Breathing for effective singing actually requires a little bit more control, a controlled exhale of the air. So, I'm going to show you a technique. It's called apagio. First, I'd like to start out with, Tristan, can you show me what it looks like to take a normal breath? Is that really a normal breath? Just take a breath. Okay. Now, if you notice, Tristan's shoulders raised when he took a breath. Okay. What we want to avoid in breathing for singing is any tension that comes in the shoulders and here in the rib cage. We don't want any tension. That causes tension in the throat, which can be harmful to your vocal cords. What we want to do for singing is actually prevent the collapse of the rib cage. Now, this is what the apagio is. It's actually, we inhale, we expand the rib cage, and then by maintaining tension or pressure on these muscles here, we prevent the collapse of the rib cage, causing the diaphragm to ascend more slowly. Now, when the diaphragm ascends more slowly, we keep more air in the lungs. Our rib cage doesn't collapse, and we don't cause that exhalation of air, which can in turn lead you to run out of air in the middle of a phrase, which is bad. To be truthful, practicing this is uncomfortable. It hurts. You're gonna be sore because you're using muscles that you usually don't use. You're actually building muscles and doing things that are contrary to what your body's naturally designed to do. But the payoff is huge. Okay, if you can learn how to maintain apagio and keep that positive pressure, prevent the diaphragm from rising and expelling all that air out, you can sing phrases forever and ever and ever. That's what everybody wants.
Ever after.
Exactly. Okay, so first step in achieving apagio. First we want to tell you how to get there, and then we'll tell you how to stay there. Okay, so Tristan, raise your arms up above your head. Okay, notice that Tristan's rib cage is really nice and high. See? His ribs, they're right up there. Okay. All right, now what I want you to do, Tristan, I want you to let your arms down without letting your rib cage fall. Can you do that? Very good. Now he looks ridiculous. Okay. We want to make sure that the shoulders are relaxed. Okay. And we want to make sure that the chest stays high. This bone right here is called your sternum. Okay. We want to make sure that this sternum stays elevated. Okay. Just like this position when you inhale or when you raise your arms up over your head. Okay. Keep the sternum high. All right. Now, to maintain this position as you're singing is quite difficult because as your lungs deflate, as the diaphragm does rise, your ribs are going to want to collapse. They're going to want to deflate. It's going to want to cave in on itself. What we have to do is use these side muscles here. These are called transverse abdominis muscles. Okay? We're going to want to contract these transverse abdominis muscles to keep the sternum high.
I'm in pain.
Okay? Even as you need to keep this rib cage nice and loosey-goosey, but keep the sternum high. Now, this takes practice. This does not come naturally. And these muscles and your back muscles and everything in here is going to be sore. So practice just for maybe a few minutes a day. Now, if you're like me and I went all out and I wanted to learn how to do it overnight, you practice it all day long while you're working, you're going to be really sore for the next week. Okay. So, Tristan looks good. He's got his apagio maintained, and he's still breathing. He's not holding his breath, right?
Yeah, barely.
Okay. All right. This does take practice. Okay, but like with any sport or any activity or anything, practice usually leads to a greater efficiency and more skill in what we're desiring to do. So now, can you raise the sternum without taking a breath? Okay, raise the sternum. All right, good. Now I want you to inhale and try to inhale and fill it up to where you can push my fingers out with your breath. Okay, and you see how he's sucking through a straw? It looks like he's got a straw and he's taking a drink of a milkshake. That's actually the best way to get the airflow nice and low down all the way down into the very bottom of the lungs and lobes of the lung. Usually, typically in breathing for speaking, we take pretty shallow breaths. We don't usually breathe past mid rib cage area. We are usually utilizing maybe a third of our lung capacity. And for singing, we need more air. More air increases greater pressure, which causes more sound to be produced and greater tone, nicer tone. So what we're doing here, we're pulling the diaphragm a little bit lower, which causes the lung expansion to go a little bit lower. But really it's the pressure created in this system that drives the vibration of the vocal cords, which creates the nice rich sound. So what we're going to do in this next exercise I'm going to show you is that after we've got the nice high sternum, go ahead and raise your sternum without inhaling. Very good. Keep it up. Breathe into the sides here. Very good. I can feel that right there. Oh, good. You're already pretty strong right there. You got good muscles. Okay.
They're called love handles.
I feel muscles under there. All right. So what I want you to do is I want you to let the oxygen exhale on a very slow hissing sound. There, you got it. Okay. As slow as you can, let that oxygen go, making noise for as long as you can manage. Keeping the sternum high. Okay. Now when you run out of air, right, you felt that you needed to exhale, right? Do you know why you need to exhale?
Because the carbon dioxide in the
That's
lungs.
right, you're so smart. Okay, there's carbon dioxide built up in your lungs. You're out of oxygen, but you have to get rid of that carbon dioxide. What we have to do is figure out, and this takes practice, this does take some muscle memory. You have to keep the sternum high. Do not allow the rib cage to collapse. Don't allow those that rib cage to collapse. Keep the sternum high. Expel the CO2 while keeping the sternum. There you go. Okay? And then breathe into the sides here. And try it again. Very good. There you go. It's hard work. Absolutely hard work. But an additional benefit of learning how to maintain the apogee position is that once you get these muscles trained and you learn how to maintain this position, you'll have really great posture. Everyone will think you're a superstar because you stand with your shoulders relaxed, your chest out, nice and puffed out like you're somebody special. All right. I think that's all for today, Tristan. Thank you for your help in this project. And I can't wait to see you do great things with your new breathing techniques.